has a new movie out, which is going to be out on Hulu soon, and I'm really excited. And the film is all about love. She Taught Love, which I'm so excited for you guys to hear so much more about. So the first question I have for both of you is, what does love mean to you? If you can talk about being in love, what does that feel like? What does that mean to you? And how do you feel when you are in love, if you've ever been in love?
Because we've had this discussion a lot before when we were on set, and I think there's something about being in love that kind of has to also come from fully loving yourself first.
Yeah.
Because I think when a lot of people don't love themselves, then they try and find other people to compensate for what they're lacking. And so I feel like the moment that you fully are accepting that unconditional acceptance of yourself, then you have this almost infinite ability to love anybody. And I think that's the real beauty of it, is it's all really just a choice of who you want to invest with, but its potential is always there.
Yeah. I love that, invest, because you're investing. And you invested in this role. So I saw you from your breakout role, which is where I met you, Queen Charlotte. And in that role, if anyone who's watching have not seen it, you should. You were not in love with that person that you're with for obvious reasons. Obviously, watch it, you'll know what I mean and why. Just read the room. But in this film, you were in love, and you didn't necessarily want the love, because I won't tell you guys all, you need to watch it. But it came, and you were in love, and mentally, you have to kind of get into that role. So how did you get into that role of being in love? Because you played someone who, wasn't in love and wasn't, loved.
Yeah.
To now, someone who is literally loving you, being there with you. How did you mentally prepare for that?
I mean, I think there was something initially in the script that I don't know, it opened this like guarded part of myself.
Yeah.
Because for the very first time when I was reading, because he wrote it, I was reading his words, I was like, I finally see somebody doing that thing of unconditional acceptance. And so then it became very easy to be vulnerable, because I think that's the first part of it.
Yeah.
Because I think for young Lady Danbury, she wasn't really vulnerable with any of her partners. She kept like everything so close to her chest, whereas
she also couldn't be.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
So many aspects, yeah.
Culturally and of the time, it wasn't something that was even discussed.
Yeah.
But then just engaging in the collaborative process of everything that came before set, like the meetings that Darrell and I had together, I realized that, one, this is a safe place for me to experiment with this character, but I also knew that he was going to hold me throughout the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
So it almost became inevitable that there was this bond that formed, and then that kind of translated into Molly and Frank having that bond. And there's something also special of like having something where you can build from strangers at the beginning to lovers, because then everything that you're kind of watching is actually organically happening as well.
I love that. I mean, coming from writing and you seeing love as a reward, what inspired you to even write this script? And I feel like it wasn't just like the love of a relationship, it was also love of family. There was a line that, I believe your character's father passed away from cancer. In real life, my father passed away from cancer when I was 12. And you said something, it happens, it doesn't always happen, but it happened to me. And you said something in the script where it's like you kind of lost the memory of the person, like of your father in that role. And the looks of the person was kind of like fading. You can see it, but you can't see it. So did you experience this in real life, or is this something that you were just writing and it was in your heart to write?
So there's a little bit of, and again, I'm sorry about your father. There's some sort of connectivity about in my real life with this script, sort of an ex-girlfriend. And when I remember meeting her, seeing her sister, I was expecting, because I know her sister's this bubbly personality, and so I'm expecting to see somebody who was like fragile and weak, and just that's what I had known sort of the, cancer to look like. And then she gives me this big hug, she's smiling from ear to ear, and I'm like, oh, again, this is about like a strong black woman for me.
Yeah.
Like that's all I know in my life. I don't know weak women. And, you know, Hollywood has an obsession with like portraying women as being weak and needing to be saved by a man, and I don't know any women like that. Women have said,
I love that for you.
No, yeah. So it's like I really wanted to be able to show that in the form of a film and the art that we sort of like consume. And I think it's important to show characters like Molly.
But I feel like you did a great job of showing her vulnerability as well. Because like
Yeah.
I love the soft life. I mean, it's great to be strong, but like I also enjoy the soft
But
parts
that's what
of like
makes
living.
her strong. That's what makes her strong, is that she's able to be soft and to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like I think the idea of strength being this like coat of armor where you don't feel anything is not real.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to feel something, and she feels, and that's what makes her the most powerful woman in the whole movie. And
Yeah, I love this. When I was watching it, this kind of reminded me of two films. Obviously, it's a Black love film, which we love. It reminds me of when I was like a kid. Actually, I think this came out before any of us were born, like the Love Jones of the world. It reminds me of a Love Jones meets like Love and Other Drugs. Love and Other Drugs is like with Anne Hathaway, whom I love. But it's like when you put those two films together, I feel like there's a lot of love, but then there's the dangerous, you know, crawling of it, because she does have cancer, which is like really scary. It's like a dangerous part. But then the Love Jones is like the Black love passion, like unexplanatory. You have to kind of be it, live it, through it, see it. And what kind of prepared both of you guys to play that? Because you wrote it, yes, but it's different from writing something and actually playing that role. So what prepared you guys to kind of do that?
I mean, he gave me a good list of like films that like kind of were of the because I don't like romantic movies.
Really? No rom-coms?
No, I'm not like a
God.
rom-com.
Good for you then. You like, yeah, this was great. You picked well. Because he took you. He was like, I'm going to give you that love.
It's true. No, it's very true. And I mean, through it, like it becomes this very therapeutic and growing experience. But I remember he suggested Before Sunrise. I had watched that, and then I was reading a lot. I love using books as a gateway.
Yeah.
So I read Love by Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison, iconic.
Oof, and everybody should read that book. That's a really good one. Understated. And Salvation by Bell Hooks, which is about Black people and love specifically. And then it kind of opened the door of like the fact that not only is this a beautiful story, like the two references that you just gave, but it's also, there's a revolutionary act with it.
Yeah.
Of like, this type of narrative never gets to be seen because it goes against the status quo.
Yeah.
And then it became like the coals that kind of kept the momentum of the train going. Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, it's, you can write a script and you can have an idea of what somebody is or who they should, you know, feel like in real life, but like until you actually get somebody like Arsema, then it's like it really makes it the easiest job in the world.
Oh, I love that.
Because she's the go.
Yeah,
It's crazy. Like it's really like, I tell people this all the time, and I've been saying to people that like she's like the one, and like when they see it, then they're gonna call me and be like, oh my God, I'm like,
I already knew this. That's what happened.
I've been told y'all about her.
I think
Stop
it's
playing.
No, I feel you though. When I met her, she was so kind. Her fit was everything. She had like a really cool t-shirt on. Her hair was giving. Everything about that woman. Yeah, she stood up.
She's the cheat code.
Yeah.
She's the real life cheat code.
I love that for you. Well, this is great for my next question because I feel like you guys both had so much chemistry in the film, and it's like something that's really great about having a partner, just in real life too, is that they're your good friend. Like they feel really good. You can laugh and have so much fun, which we saw like on screen. Did you guys know each other before this, or you know, if not, how was the chemistry when you first met, like just as friends, or during the chemistry week? Because I know you guys had to do that. So how was that?
We never met before.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we never met.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We actually also did not even know each other existed.
Yeah.
He'd
I
never
love that.
seen.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you really are that goat.
No. I mean, it takes two to tango. It takes two. But it was, I mean, I think it's like he's a Leo and I'm a Gemini. Like we have very similar.
When's your birthday?
June 19th.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think there's that. I don't know. We have like similar humor, and we both, I can't remember because when we first met, I was very cold and standoffish.
Yeah.
Aww.
And
I'm sorry.
It's
come a long way.
really, it's a journey. It's a journey.
Doesn't let you in.
But that's very Gemini. My partner's a Gemini too. I get that. Yeah, but that's love. That's love that's really genuine and real.
Yeah.
So when they do actually give you the love, you know it's like for real.
Exactly. And I think it was the moment that we both kind of had the same like issues with the industry and things that we wanted to change.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, also like our prioritization of like just the idea of liberation.
Mm-hmm.
I think made it very easy then for us to like clock and lock in on, okay, so we have the same goals. Our way to get there might be different, but if we were trying to reach the same destination, that's the greatest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And is such a generous actor and writer. Like I would come to him with ideas and he's like, yeah, let's see how we can fit that in. Rather than like shooting me down. And so I know like this is also somebody different that I feel safe enough to create something with.
Yeah, safety is like important.
Mm.
I mean, speaking of safety, have you ever, I won't tell, how they met in the film because you need to watch it, but it was a fun meet cute moment. And I love a meet cute moment. Have you guys, either of you ever experienced a meet cute moment?
100%.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you wrote it, so you know.
It's true. It's based on true.
Yeah. I've had a lot of meet cutes. Yeah, I think it's
He's like daily life in LA.
No, but it's like everything is kind of like a meet cute. Like how you meet somebody is kind of like, right? Because I didn't know what meet cute was. I actually didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Until someone was like, oh, that's a cool meet cute, and I was like, what's a meet cute?
Yeah.
But I think that yes, I've had my fair share.
Yeah.
Meet cutes.
What about you?
I don't usually.
Well, because you're not letting anyone in.
Yeah. I tend to like stare at the ground. I'm trying to get from point A to point B.
And then you bump into them, and your books fall.
And then I pick them up quickly, and then I keep moving.
Yeah.
Don't even look at me.
It's a loss of potential.
About you.
Exactly. I know, because I used to go into, how there's Craigslist like misconnections?
Yeah.
I love just reading those.
Yeah.
Because those I think are really, really beautiful. Because I think there's something about meet cute. You have to be open to receiving it. And I have not yet been.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Cool.
Soon come.
Ice.
Soon come. Just give them a smile. You're kind.
I know.
This is my last question. What do you want people to feel? Obviously, like specific on the Black love atmosphere too of that, because that shows like you can find a good person and like for the Black job, but both of you guys on there had beautiful, amazing Black jobs, and I thought that was like really cool that you guys were both like two Black successful people in this film. And it wasn't corny at all. It was everything. It was iconic. It was a moment. It was a meet cute. It happened, and you weren't too pushy. Like you were perfect, So like, what do you want people, our generation now, to kind of see for the next generation that watches this to kind of feel as well when watching this film? I'll go with you first since you wrote it.
It's always a tough question when asked like what I want somebody to feel, because I kind of want people to feel whatever it is that they do feel and feel okay feeling those things about it. I don't ever really want to direct somebody into what I think that they should feel, because I know how I felt writing it would probably be different than how Arsema felt when she first read it, but we're all still getting to the same space with the same goal in mind. So I think if you just feel whatever you feel, be okay feeling those things. Whether the person you watch it with feels differently, I think you both should be okay with, enjoying how you feel, but just feel something, I think people need to feel something, because I think right now we're in such a divisive time and everything is so dark, and it's like just to bring a little bit of light into the world, and I think that love is the brightest light in the whole world. So I think that being able to show that to people is really special.
I totally agree. I love books, and so we have a huge book. You guys go through our little library after that. But I think that writing is so important, and when you read and you read the script, like you do feel something. So it's exciting to give that liberation, freedom to feel whatever you want to feel. What about you? What do you want people to feel when they're watching or see?
I mean, I think like besides feeling whatever they naturally feel, there's something really special about it being just like a love story. I think sometimes there is the condition, or like we put on the categorization of like it's black love, but black love is just love.
It's love, yeah.
You know, and I think that is the most special thing, is for everybody to be able to see themselves in this, because there is a universality about every single aspect of the film. You know, we all know like the person in our lives who works too hard, and the person in our lives who, you know, just needs to get their shit together. And like these people usually are the ones that get attracted to each other, like regardless of.
But you see the potential in them. That's the thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think that would be beautiful, is for there to be some sort of connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And this is The Nocturnal. I'm so excited for you guys to watch the film. Can you tell them when it comes out?
Comes out September 27th on
Hulu.
Magical.